Hello and welcome back to this channel, all of you who are old-time listeners, and welcome to each of you who are a new listener. I try to differentiate these talks from others that I've heard on the YouTube channels by emphasizing the practice of the Dhamma and not the theory. So this talk is coming from what has been titled the 37 Wings to Liberation or to Awakening. And these are various categories that have 3 or 4 or 5 different sections to each of these categories. And today's category is entitled, right effort. I have spoken quite often about right effort, and we'll be talking about it again and again. It's number 6 in the Eightfold Path, so we know it's very important. There are many teachers now that talk about there being no need for effort, that making an effort is delusional and unnecessary. However, I can't find any substantiation of that view in the Pali Canon. I don't confess to be a professional in the Pali Canon, but what I have read and what my liberated teachers have taught me is it does require effort. So let's get started. Here's a definition. Number 1, prevent the arising of unwholesome states. So this is an effort to keep negativity from coming up to the level of consciousness completely be able to prevent all forms of negativity from arising at all. And the second one is number 2, eliminate any arisen unwholesome states. So typically we don't even notice that we're thinking negative, unwholesome, unhealthy, angry thoughts until they've really gotten a grip on us. This number 2 says, well, as soon as we wake up to the fact that we're rolling in these negative emotions, we should eliminate them. We should drop them. We should let them go. We should kick them out. We should shout or do whatever's necessary to clear the mind. Number 3 is develop unarisen wholesome states. So we all lack various virtues, or we have virtues that really need more developing. Virtues like generosity, forgiveness, patience, kindness, compassion, etc. And we need to recognize our deficiencies, our weaknesses, the categories or areas in our life that we continue to miss the mark, we continue to live up to our own expectations, and consciously, with forethought and effort, develop these thoughts any way that we can find to do so. And number 4 is sustain, develop, and perfect arisen wholesome states. So we do have good qualities, we do have these virtues, and those may also need some polishing, some perfecting. So we're going to recognize and develop our weaknesses so far as our virtues are concerned, and the virtues that we do have, we're going to polish them and perfect them. By the way, this is page 50 in the little brown book titled Kamathena. Now, another version of these four is given by my teacher, Ajahn Kanchit. And he states these four in this way. Number one, the effort to be mindful of the sense of satisfaction and dissatisfaction that arise in the mind, and to be aware when they arise and pass away. So number one previously was prevent the arising of unwholesome states. He says we must have the mindfulness to notice that we like and we dislike, we want and we don't want. We have preferences of the way things should be, and we must notice when they have arisen to the level of consciousness. And once we have done that, we will be able to notice when they pass away. Number two, the effort to abandon the sense of satisfaction and dissatisfaction by recognizing that they are neither you or yours, that they are occurring without your permission and eventually will pass away. This is extremely important. These negative emotions, negative thoughts and memories and so on that cause us so much mental turmoil and suffering, they do not belong to us. They do not constitute our identity, and they have arisen into consciousness whether we invited them or not, whether we liked them or not. We don't know where they came from, but we do know once we become conscious of them, in that moment we are empowered, and we will see how and when they pass away. Number three, the effort to practice and develop mindfulness and clear comprehension moment by moment. Now, in the previous rendition of this teaching, develop unarisen wholesome states. So, Kanchit says, practice and develop mindfulness with clear comprehension. The essential part of mindfulness is the clear comprehension part. It's one thing to notice negative thoughts have come up, but it's essential to know they don't belong to me, they do not constitute my identity, they are not me. And number four, previously was sustain, develop, and perfect unarisen wholesome states. And Ajahn Kanchit says, the effort to maintain mindfulness and clear comprehension to the fullest until it transforms into the extinction of all defilements and suffering. So that relates back to number one that we read previously, prevent the arising of unwholesome states. And Ajahn Kanchit says the way we do that is to practice mindfulness relentlessly, without breaks, without gaps in our mindfulness, and always with clear comprehension, which means we do not claim ownership of anything whatsoever. We see things arise and pass away, and that's our work. That is the work of right effort. Thank you. Thank each of you who listened to the end. If you ever have questions or suggestions how to improve the channel, questions about the Dhamma or your own practice, you're always welcome to contact us. Thank you again.